Listen closely, because by the end of this video, you won't just know the quickest way to connect with a new woman. You'll understand why most men never experience it, why their conversations die before they even start, and how you can build instant resonance without using tricks, games, or manipulation. I'm going to break this down in 7 steps, and when you put them together, it becomes a force, a presence, a way of showing up that makes a woman feel like she met someone real, someone masculine, someone different from everything she's used to. Women don't remember the guy who tries to impress them. They remember the man who makes them feel something. So let's get into this. Step 1. Emotional impact. Logical compatibility. Here's where almost every man goes wrong. When guys meet a woman, they do the polite interview. Where are you from? What do you do? How long have you lived here? Cool. Me too. I want you to hear me clearly. Logic doesn't create connection. Emotion does. A woman does not bond because you're stable, polite, or similar to her. She bonds because her nervous system feels something around you. Groundedness, curiosity, subtle tension, authenticity. Let me give you an example. A woman meets 10 men in a week. All 10 say the same lines. You're pretty. What's your job? How was your day? Cool. Zero emotional impact. It's like eating 10 bowls of plain rice. She forgets all of them. But then you show up, and instead of mirroring the script she expects, you say something real, present, sharp, engaging. You're not trying to be edgy. You're just not sleepwalking. Something like, you have a very focused energy. I like that. Most people walk around half asleep. That's not a line, it's an observation. It hits her nervous system, not her checklist. And guess what? The nervous system remembers. The checklist doesn't. This is what men don't understand. Women don't fall for the facts about you. They fall for the feeling of being around you. Your job isn't to impress, it's to wake her up emotionally. Not artificially, not manipulatively, just by being a man who is fully present instead of a man performing for approval. Step 2. Break the predictable pattern immediately. The fastest way to disappear, not just from her memory, but from her emotional field, is to behave like every other man she's met. If you sound like the last 5 guys, her nervous system will literally tune you out. Humans are built to ignore the familiar. If she can predict your next sentence before you say it, you've already lost. So you break the pattern, not with weirdness, not with shock value, but with presence and unpredictability. Instead of saying, "Hi, what's your name?" you look at her, smirk slightly, and say, "You look like you were about to leave until something caught your attention." Now she's not answering your question. She's reacting to you. That's the difference. Or you say, "You seem a little too composed for this place. Either you're observing everyone or you're bored out of your mind." Suddenly, she's not on autopilot. She's in the moment. Connection happens in the moment, not in the script. Predictability kills attraction. Presence creates it. Step 3. Talk to her inner world, not her resume. Here's the truth. Most men talk to a woman's surface identity, her job, her degree, her hometown, her hobbies. That's the version of herself she presents to strangers, bosses, professors, and people she doesn't trust. Men who connect deeply skip that layer. They go straight to the part of her she doesn't show everyone, her inner world. There are 2 versions of every woman, the public version and the private version. The public version is logical, polite, predictable. The private version is emotional, instinctive, intuitive, creative, chaotic, artistic, scared, alive, curious. Most men never reach that part. Here's how you do. She says she's studying psychology. Normal guy. Oh, nice. Do you want to be a therapist? You. Interesting. Are you more fascinated by understanding people or influencing them? This forces her inner world to respond, not her interview mode. Or ask, what's something people always misunderstand about you? Or, what's a feeling you don't talk about often, but you feel all the time? These aren't lines, these are invitations into depth. Women are starved for depth. The man who gives it becomes unforgettable. Step 4. Create micro mystery and gentle tension. Not manipulation, not withholding, not playing dark games. I'm talking about being a man who doesn't overshare, doesn't over-explain, doesn't dump his life story on a stranger in the first 10 minutes. You leave space. Space creates intrigue. Intrigue creates attention. You say, yeah, that city reminds me of an interesting chapter in my life. I'll tell you about it sometime. And you move on, not to tease her, not to bait her, but because you don't rush to open every door in your life. You let people earn access. Women find that magnetic. Here's why. The male instinct is to prove himself. The masculine instinct is to reveal himself slowly. One is needy. One is in control. And tension is created by contrast. She teases you. Instead of laughing nervously, you push back lightly. I can already tell your trouble. Keep going. Not aggressive, not cold, just a man who won't fold at the slightest pressure. Women don't fall for men who collapse emotionally. They fall for men who hold the frame effortlessly. Step 5. Humour that frames you as the prize. There's a massive difference between humour used to get approval and humour used to express confidence. Most men use humour wrong. They perform, they entertain, they try to win her over. But the humour that creates attraction is playful, effortless, and rooted in self-respect. For example, approval-seeking humour. Hopefully I'm not boring you, ha ha ha. Confident humour. Be honest. How lucky do you feel right now sitting here with me? Same smile, same tone, totally different impact. She laughs, but she also recalibrates her perception of you. You didn't put her on a pedestal. You put yourself at eye level, or above. Women love a man who plays from abundance, not insecurity. And the beauty of this, it's not arrogance, it's not narcissism, it's not bravado, it's the masculine willingness to take up emotional space. When you do this, she stops judging you and starts qualifying herself. Once that shift happens, you're no longer the suitor, you're the opportunity. Step 6. Don't try to impress her, make her react. This step is everything. Trying to impress a woman is the fastest way to tell her you don't believe you're enough as you are. Men who try to impress talk at her. Men who create connection talk to her, and then watch how she responds. Instead of thinking, how do I look right now? How do I sound? Is this impressive? You think, how is she reacting? What did that comment do? Is she engaged, distracted, curious, guarded, open? This shift transforms everything. Because now you're not performing, you're leading the dynamic. And leading doesn't mean dominating. It means steering the energy of the moment. You drop a comment. You give her space to respond. You tease her lightly. You pause and let the silence do its work. You ask a deep question and wait to see if she can follow you there. When you stop trying to perform, you stop acting like a contestant. You become the man who influences the emotional tone of the interaction. People fall for the one who shapes the emotional landscape, not the one who adapts to it. Step 7. Calibrate to her emotional energy. This is where mature masculine intelligence comes in. It's not about pushing her into excitement. It's not about forcing chemistry. It's about meeting her emotional state and guiding it gently. If she's quiet, don't blast her with high energy. If she's playful, don't be overly serious. If she's thoughtful, don't interrupt with jokes. You align, then lead. Women don't remember your words. They remember how in sync you felt. When she feels like you get her rhythm, she relaxes. And when a woman relaxes around you, connection becomes effortless. That's masculine sensitivity, not softness, not weakness, but emotional awareness. It's rare, and women bond fast with men who have it. The golden rule: become a man who connects instinctively, not strategically. Everything I taught in this video is worthless if you treat it like a checklist. Connection is not a script, it's a skill, a vibe, a way of showing up as a grounded, centered, emotionally present man. This isn't about memorizing lines. It's about transforming the way you interact with women at a foundational level. Practice these steps until they become instinct. Speak with intention. Observe without performing. Hold tension without fear. Listen to her energy, not just her words. Lead the moment without forcing anything. When you internalize these principles, something shifts. Women feel drawn to you without knowing why. Conversations feel smoother. Connection becomes natural, and you stop chasing and start choosing. Because at the core of all of this is the truth. Women don't fall for men who try to impress them. They fall for men who make them feel alive. And that's who you're becoming.